wait forevermore. Oh yeah.
Daniel Jones will be a better quarterback than Sam Darnold.
Are you freaking kidding? Come on, man.
Yeah. So
Well, the changes are
Yeah.
interesting.
the Kobe
So,
Bryant.
So,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
What is going on, everybody? Sean, Faz, and special guest Anthony Cipriani here for our first virtual GOAT Talk episode. Due to the Rona, it can't stop us, but we are here just to give you guys kind of a quick update about what our show is going to look like. We're going to do sports this week. We're going to talk about some basketball stuff, but continuing on, I think we're going to try to almost veer away from sports since, sports are canceled. But I'm thinking maybe next week we do cool video games to play when you're over quarantine, or we can do something about Star Wars, Marvel. Me and Faz have mentioned this kind of stuff before on the radio, but we're kind of just playing it by ear. And Faz, I know you have an update for all the Monmouth viewers.
Yeah, so just to kind of go over on everything that's going on campus, essentially, as everybody knows by now, we are done for the semester, all online classes. Everyone who lives on campus or has university housing is in the process of moving everything out right now. Just a little, not really a self-plug, but a plug for the comm department. So if anybody that's a Monmouth student wants updates on things going on campus there outside of email, President Leahy and Professor Harmon do a weekly podcast. I think it's just called Monmouth Weekly, if I'm not mistaken. But
Sure, yeah.
you can find that on the Instagram page on the website. So tune into that podcast because that's a really great way to get some information and kind of hear some stuff that's going on. And then an email just went out today that all summer classes are going to be done virtually, all going to be done online. If anybody watching this has any questions, you can feel free to DM our Instagram page. I meet with administration a lot, so I'm kind of behind the scenes on some of these decisions and whatnot. But that's just an update of what's going on campus-wide, and as a result, why we are on Zoom for this show now.
Well, listen, this is new for us. We always like trying new things on GOAT Talk, so we're going to get right into the basketball talk, though. So I sent you guys a picture, and it was tweeted out by MJ's GOAT was the account, and it said the 4 most influential players in the last 30 years. Now, they listed Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, and Steph. And, Sip, I'm going to start with you. What do you think about this list?
Yeah, it was funny. I was looking at it and I thought I was actually reading through the comments too, and like people were saying, "Well, I don't agree with Kobe because he copies MJ, and I think AI should be in there." And I was like, "Well, it's not necessarily." Like, people were saying even AI for Curry. Like, if you're going skill-wise, yeah, maybe. We have to look at influence. Like, I thought immediately, influence, I'm thinking, you throw a ball in the trash can, you say Kobe every time. And the sneakers. And, it just goes right down to it. So I think influence-wise, it's hard to argue any of those 4.
Faz, what do you think about the list?
I got to say, I agreed with the list, too. I think the 2 obvious ones on there are Jordan and LeBron, just because of, obviously, them being – whichever side you take, they're the top 2 players of all time. I don't think there's a debate about that. And talent, influence, same thing with them, like what you were just saying, Sip, about like both with LeBron and Jordan, the sneakers, the influence on and off the court. But then I think Kobe and Curry were the 2 more controversial ones on that, if you will. But I think, like, to what you said, like every time I shoot a paper ball into a trash can, I'm saying Kobe. He was just such a lovable player. And then to look at Curry a little bit, because Curry was the name that I first saw, and I was like, does Curry really belong up there? But Curry revolutionized the game of basketball into what it is now. He made this league such a 3-point heavy shooting league because of what he was doing in Golden State and what him and Klay Thompson really did together, but mostly Steph Curry. So, skill set wise, maybe Curry doesn't belong as high on that list as Kobe, LeBron, and Jordan, but influence wise, he essentially helped start a whole new generation of the sport.
I think, and Curry was someone who, in the comments, was one of the other people, like you said, getting attacked almost for being on this list. But I think you make the good differentiation of influential versus skill set. Because to me, the most obvious choice on that list is Steph Curry for most influential. Look at the 3 other guys. What is their play style? Go to the rim, get a bucket, play defense, mid-range shooting. None of those guys came in the league as three-point shooters. Curry came in and literally changed the game. You go to the park nowadays, you play with kids 5, 6 years younger, they're chucking up threes and getting offensive rebounds. He's completely changed the game. You can't say that for the other three as much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the other three, I would argue, play style, the way they score, their defense is relatively the same. And Curry's the one that's different on their list. So another part of the influential argument I like to bring in is the jersey sales. Now, LeBron's been up there, obviously. All of these guys have been up there. But what people don't realize is that I believe Steph Curry in the last 5 years has led the league in jersey sales 3 times. And I think that's a huge part of influential. But my other question about this list now is, if Kobe didn't pass away this year, does he still make this list?
I still think so.
You still think so?
I think his passing upped it a little bit more, made people look at him with more respect. But I mean, I think he's still on the list, to be honest with you, because I think you look at LeBron, Jordan, and Curry, and those are the top 3. And I think that 4 spot you could really look at in between Kobe and Iverson. But I still think even without the passing, I think, you look at those 2, I think Kobe was more influential. But if I were to say a 5th, I think it would be Allen Iverson.
I think we could all agree that our 5th would be AI, right?
Yeah, 100%.
We can move on now to just the NBA in total, guys. I mean, obviously we don't have to figure this out. We just have to make a comment on it. Our job's easy. But what are they going to do in the NBA? Are they going to cancel the season and give the title to somebody? Or are they going to try to postpone it? What do you guys think would be best?
I'll let you start.
Yeah, I think it's tough because there was 20 games left when everything happened. So, it goes 2 ways, because you could say, well, is it fair for them to really just pick it up right where it was from the playoffs and just start it when so many teams are in such a tight race? So that hurts organizations too if they don't make the playoffs. They're banking on the playoffs, and I think it's tough. I think I would hope that maybe they come to something with a few games at least, maybe 10, and then get right into the playoffs. But I mean, it's gonna complicate the whole season. So I'm anxious to see it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I really don't think it's gonna come back. But I'm looking at the long-term effects of this. So you have to look at player statistics and things like that. For an average guy, it doesn't really matter. But you have to think take LeBron, for example. I know we were just talking about him, but LeBron going for the most points all time on the scoring list, him losing these 20 games is going to affect him. It's also going to take another year off. Maybe not LeBron specifically, but all these guys, it takes another year off of their career, where there is a guy maybe like LeBron who's inching toward the end of their prime. They don't have too many opportunities to win championship left. That's another year taken away from them. So I think there's going to be some real long-term effects like that. But then you look at, if you do resume the season, when is that going to happen? I mean, there's all sports tournaments like the PGA Tour, the U.S. Open, all these things that are taking place in July and August getting canceled. So when's the NBA going to come back? September? The NBA season already starts in October. So is that permanently going to screw up the whole, the league schedule? Or I think it's too late to even attempt to come back unless you take, I don't know, the top 4 teams in each conference and make them play it out in the Elite 8 and then go from there. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is.
I do think if they pick up the league again, it's going to go right into playoffs, I think. I think it's the only way they can do it. And I mean, that goes across for all of these sports being canceled. You talk about March Madness as well. I mean, I can guess that all 3 of us are missing March Madness. I know I've seen people mention May Mayhem and stuff, but honestly, I don't think it's going to be cleared up by May. It's hard to tell when stuff's going to come back, honestly, because there is no straight. It's not like I'm banging on someone's door saying, hey, give me a straight answer. I know the situation's difficult, but we don't have a straight answer when stuff's going to come back. I do hope the NBA does come back and finishes it out, because are they really going to crown a champion just based off the regular season, or is the season just going to be scrapped in total?
Right. I mean, it's going to be so hard to it's hard either way, because it's going to be really hard to plan stuff out, because you really don't know when that okay, everything is fine, that okay is going to happen. But to just scrap everything, I think that's also really hard too, because obviously the whole what I was just talking about, the stats and the championship and guys in their last season, like from like an emotional statistical standpoint, however you want to word it like that. But are they going to pay players for the time if they cancel the season? Then you have, it's different for, I know I'm thinking of like the biggest contracts in the league, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, John Wall, LeBron, Kevin Durant. It's different for guys like that because they're making $30-40 million a year. What about the guys that are on, 1 year, $600,000 contracts who, they might not necessarily have the chance to go ahead and play next year. So are their careers done now because they didn't get the full opportunity to prove themselves this season? There's a lot of long-term financial effects that would come with either decision also.
And yeah, I mean, there is no straight answer for it. This is just, I am confident though that Adam Silver will figure it out because he's proven to me before that he's a great commissioner. I'm more worried about the other sports, aka the NFL and Roger Goodell. I don't think they're going to figure it out. But we just kind of have to play it by ear at this point. And then another aspect, I know we like to talk about fantasy sports a lot on this show. So I know me and Sip are in this position right now where we're in this money league for fantasy basketball. And who gets the money at this point? Should it be divided back to everyone equally? Does the regular season champ take the money? See, this is an argument we've had.
Well, wait, we're in our league was a money league, right?
Our league too, that's right. I haven't had anyone argue to me yet about it, but that's another great point too.
I mean, I'm not just saying this because I'm not in first place in our league. I think the only fair thing to do is give people's money back. Or I think that causes less debate than just giving the first place kid the prize, because then you'll have people come in and say, oh, well, yeah, he had the best record, but that guy got injured, or what if this happened, or I could have beaten him in the champion. What I mean? I think in any fantasy sport, there's way too much that would go into it. I know, obviously, for me, my March Madness money, all that bracket money came back, which was tough. But, I think for fantasy, I think the fair thing to do is just give people back money. But I didn't think about that, really. That's an interesting topic.
Sip, I mean, you could talk about our league if you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, we were talking about it with a few of the guys in the league, and you're actually talking about it with the kid who's in first place. And, of course, he was like, I deserve the money. I won. But, at the same time, it's like the top four make the playoffs in fantasy basketball. So we got about 7 guys who are in the running to get to potentially win. And like you were just saying, there's so much what if with fantasy sports. Someone comes back from an injury, somebody gets hurt. So it's to say that first place should get the money, it's I don't know though, because it's up for grabs, and everyone didn't pay for that to happen. So I think I agree with everyone. Just getting the money back is just the best way.
Yeah.
Faz, put that Jets blanket away. Don't even get me started, first of all. And second of all, I mean, I think I mentioned it too when I was talking about our league that we had 2 kids in our league that were inactive the entire year. So this could be a solution for anyone out there watching this. If you have people like that in your league, is to not refund those people. Give that extra money to the regular season champion, and then evenly distribute the rest of it to everybody else.
Interesting. That's actually a pretty good solution.
But the problem with that is that you would have to have people who don't participate in your league for that.
Well, I'm in a 12-team league with some of my buddies from home, and I think only 8 of us actually participate. So.
Well, then, yeah, you could do something like that too, where the inactives just don't get their money back.
I'm going to tell my commissioner that and see what he thinks.
I do have actually one more question that I just thought of as we were talking earlier. Has anyone watched the 2K League tournament they're having with the players now? Or keeping up with that at all?
I'm not going to lie. I tuned into ESPN Friday night to watch it.
Which game did you watch?
What was the first one? No, I watched Hassan Whiteside, Patrick Beverley.
Okay.
And then what was the first one? It was Kevin Durant and Derek Jones Jr.
Did Stip, have you watched any of it?
I didn't watch any of it, but I watched it was Donovan Mitchell versus I can't remember who it was, and they had the end of the game on, and they were showing his reaction when he lost. It was funny.
I think it's a really good idea, honestly.
I agree.
It's better than nothing, you know?
It is, and it's funny because you're getting I thought it was honestly I didn't understand the explanation of it, so I thought I was really gonna be just watching a video game transpire on TV. I like how they have the camera set up where you're like watching guys' reactions and you're listening to them talk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My favorite part about it is there are just some guys there in the NBA that got embarrassed on live TV.
Someone lost by like 52 or something.
Yeah, Trae Young beat someone by like 50.
Yeah,
like
that's who it was.
It was insane. And then Boogie Cousins was getting destroyed. They did like, I forgot who he played. I think he played Andre Drummond, but it was he did. It was the Lakers and the Nets. And Cousins just got destroyed by like 40. Like, it was hilarious.
Did you
It's a good idea, though.
The whole Devin Booker thing too, where he was like, I forget who was playing, but the guy said to him, he was like, "Do you want to play as the Suns and I'll play as my team?" And he goes, nah. I was like, oh boy.
I wouldn't either, dude.
He tweeted at 2K saying it's because my players messed up, but I mean, I checked. Devin Booker's like an 88 with 36 badges. I don't know how messed up that is.
That's hilarious, though. Did you do the 2K league that Monmouth is doing?
Yeah. So actually, if you guys are interested, anyone who goes to Monmouth, I don't know if any of the other schools are offering this, but they're doing a 2K tournament for intramural sports. I was really thinking about it, but I decided not. So I know a couple of the guys from Hawk TV are doing it though.
Yeah, I have a game against Presto tomorrow.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I gotta reach out to him again. I texted the kid today. I was supposed to play against him. He didn't answer me. So I was like, all right, I'll take the dub on that one, I guess.
Zip, do you have anything at Stockton like that? Or have they said anything about it?
No, dude, they haven't said. I mean, I know they have like, the esports and stuff with Fortnite and a couple other games, but nothing with 2K, unfortunately.
I would love a Fortnite tournament at Monmouth.
Shut up. I know eventually we're going to have to talk about Fortnite on this show for do a video game section with you, and I'm not looking forward to it. It might be as bad as your Jets comments.
Bro, first of all, this is the best team in the league right here.
We're not talking football. Now I can watch them virtually screw up on draft night, so I am excited.
All right, relax. I've been racking up dubs in Fortnite. That's all you got now.
All right. Well, that's a quick little sneak peek for a future episode. So this was kind of a test run for us. But do you guys have any final comments, NBA stuff, before we sign it off?
I'm going Trae Young to win the Players Tournament.
Yeah,
that's all I'm gonna say.
your Players Tournament winner. I like that. So do you have a guy?
That's all I'm saying.
Derek Jones Jr.
Derek Jones Jr.
Dude, in all seriousness, I've been reading some stuff on Twitter. Like all these NBA guys and stuff were tweeting. They're like, Derek Jones Jr. Like, apparently he's like the best player in the league at it. Apparently he's like sick on 2K.
Really? I mean, I kind of want to go with Trae Young too, just because he had that giant victory. That was embarrassing. But I mean, who's still left? Do you guys know?
I really don't know, to be honest with you. Oh, I do have an NBA comment actually. So, Dwayne Wade, I saw on Twitter, was trying to get Aaron Gordon onto his Instagram Live to talk about the dunk contest, and apparently Aaron Gordon won't do it because
he's done with the dunk contest, dude.
Yeah, well, no, Dwayne Wade was the one that like voted the 9 on the last dunk when he dunked over Taco Fall, and then everybody was like, "Oh, it's because he wanted the Miami guy to win," and like Dwayne Wade was just like silent about it. That's what's been funny. I've been keeping up with that. I've been keeping up with like the NBA players like on IG Live, like.
Shaq's been having like a party in his house every day.
Yeah, exactly.
But we will keep you updated on what we're doing. We're going to try to film every week like this, and we'll have it up on the Hawk TV YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials. Our Instagram is THE_GOAT_talk. I haven't said that in a while, Faz. And the Twitter is the same as well, just with the underscores. So make sure you go follow. You can DM us with questions, topics you want us to talk about. Sip, thank you for joining us on your Goat Talk debut.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Make sure you subscribe to Hawk TV, and we will see you guys next week.